Hi, friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. I should have seen the signs, the quiet gossip, my meetings suddenly being cancelled, and coworkers avoiding eye contact in the halls, but I was too confident. After 19 years at Infinum, I thought I was safe. I wasn't. The moment I walked into the shiny glass conference room, I knew something was wrong. Everyone was polite in a cold, fake way, the kind you see before someone gets fired. Richard Langford, the CEO, sat at the end of the table. He used to praise my work. Now he looked at me like I was a problem to get rid of. Next to him were Linda Graves from legal, and two security guards by the door. Daniel, Richard said, his fingers laced. I'll get straight to the point. We have proof you leaked private company info to outsiders. I blinked. What? He slid a folder toward me. Internal reports show you accessed secret data without permission. It came from your computer. I laughed a little, my heart pounding. That's not true. He didn't let me finish. We also found your login history in a competitor's database. This is serious, Daniel. You're being fired, right now. My breath caught. This was a setup, someone planned this. Richard, you know me, you know I wouldn't. He shook his head and sighed like he was disappointed. Security will take you out. If you fight this, we'll sue. The guards moved in. One grabbed my arm. I burned with shame. Through the glass walls, I saw my team, people I had trained, watching in shock. Don't do this, I said, trying to pull away. But Richard was already done with me, fixing his cufflinks. Goodbye, Daniel. As they dragged me out, I heard whispers behind me like a slow funeral march. My job, my name, everything I had worked for, was gone. But in the elevator, I clenched my fists. They thought I was finished. They had no idea what I was about to do. I left Infinum Day with only a box of my things, but inside, I felt a storm rising. They thought they'd broken me. They thought I had lost everything, my career, my name, my pride. But what they didn't know was that I'd been getting ready for this. For over a year, I'd been building a powerful AI system called Sentient X, better than anything Infinum ever made. I knew they'd try to steal my work, so I locked the code with encryption only I could unlock. Without me, their system was useless. Every piece of my code was protected by a key only I had. At home, I dropped the box on my desk and turned on my laptop. The screen lit up with all my late-night work. I smiled to myself. Let's see them try now, I whispered. Then my phone rang. The caller ID showed Leon Hayes, CEO of E-Technologies. He'd been waiting. We'd been talking for months, ever since I realized Infinum might push me out. I answered. Daniel, Leon said. Are you ready to move forward? His voice was steady, but I could hear the excitement. More than ready, I said, leaning back. I have something that can change everything, and I want full control. There was a pause, then Leon laughed. That's what I was hoping to hear. Let's make history. I hung up the phone, feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Power. Infinum thought they had ruined me. But they had no idea what I was truly capable of. I wasn't just coming back, I was coming back to destroy them. 2 weeks after I was forced out of Infinum AI, I stood at the Global Tech Summit, the biggest event in the industry. E-Technologies had given me everything, money, a strong team, and the perfect stage for my revenge. Sentient X. As the lights dimmed in the crowded hall, Infinum's CEO, Richard Langford, stepped on stage first. His smug smile made my jaw tighten. He was there to brag about their newest AI, technology that no longer worked without the key I had taken with me. Ladies and gentlemen, Langford said proudly, Infinum Day still leads in innovation. We are the gold standard in artificial intelligence. I crossed my arms and leaned back, waiting for his proud world to crash down. Then Leon Hayes stepped on stage. With all due respect, Richard, he said sharply, the gold standard just changed. The room went silent. The screen behind him lit up with Sentient X, my creation. The crowd gasped as it ran live, fast learning, real-time data handling, smarter than anything Infinum ever made. Langford's smile faded. He leaned toward his CTO and whispered in panic. Their team looked confused, trying to figure out what was going on. Then Leon hit them with the final blow. This AI was built by the same man your company threw away, Daniel Farrell. The audience erupted in applause. Cameras flashed as I stepped onto the stage. I didn't smile. I stared straight at Langford, watching the shock hit him. His company was falling, his empire was crumbling, and I had taken it all. The shock from the tech summit hit Infinum hard, investors fled, the stock dropped fast, clients pulled out of deals, now drawn to ease better technology. By morning, the headline said it all, Infinum was falling apart. Back in their fancy offices, panic took over. Richard Langford burst into a meeting room and slammed a folder on the table. "Explain this," he yelled, face red. "How did Farrell beat us?" His CTO, Mark Davis, looked nervous. "Sir, we tried opening the old system, but it's locked. Daniel encrypted it before he left." Langford's hands curled into fists. "Then crack it." Mark shook his head. "We can't. The encryption is unbreakable." The room went quiet, cold, still. Langford's phone buzzed. He answered, and his face turned pale. The board had called a meeting. They wanted him gone. Just then, security came in. "Mr. Langford," one said, "the board voted. You're no longer CEO, effective now." Langford backed up, stunned. "No. I built this company." "Not anymore." They let him out as cameras snapped photos, capturing the fall of a once powerful man. He looked around for a way to keep his pride. But it was too late. From my office at I watched it all on the news. It was justice. Infinum filed for bankruptcy weeks later, once a tech giant, now just lawsuits and broken dreams. The world moved on, turning to EAI as the new leader. And me? I finally had what I deserved. From my sleek corner office, I looked out at the city. My assistant, Eleanor, walked in. "There's someone here to see you," she said. I didn't need to ask who it was. Moments later, Richard Langford entered. He looked worn out, like a ghost of the man I once knew. His fancy suit hung loose, his pride was gone. We sat in silence for a while. "I'm sure you've seen the news," he said, forcing a weak smile. I leaned back. "Kind of hard to miss." He sighed and rubbed his face. "Daniel, you know how this business works. One fall doesn't mean the end. I can still help. I'm offering my skills, for a job, any job." I looked at him, the man who once fired me, ruined my name, and treated me like trash. Now he was asking me for help. I opened my drawer and slid something across the table. A $1 bill. Langford frowned. "What's this?" "A small investment," I said calmly, "for your future." His face changed. "You're mocking me." I stood and fixed my shirt cuffs. "No, Langford, I'm giving you exactly what you gave me, nothing." He opened his mouth to speak, but I was already walking toward the door. "Eleanor, please show Mr. Langford out." As security walked him out, I turned back to the window. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's letting them watch you rise, while they fall. So, friends, what did you think of this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Want more stories like this? Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. See you tomorrow.